Why is Attorney General Pam Bondi dodging simple ethics questions? What she's keeping secret could shatter public trust, and the truth is finally coming to light.
The three hallmarks of this administration are incompetence, corruption, and cruelty. I'm going to focus today on corruption. And in my mind, there are two types of corruption: personal, and then the other I'm going to call public, governmental. Attorney General, have you ever been registered as an agent of a foreign principal under the Foreign Agents Registration Act?
I assume you're talking about when I represented the country of Qatar for a very short time.
Hold on.
No.
No.
For anti-human trafficking for the World Cup. Anti-human trafficking for the World Cup.
Attorney
you can't
General,
put words in my mouth.
No.
You want to talk about incompetence? You're the one that said Joe Biden on PBS was competent. You had to retract those words.
Mr.
So don't
Chairman,
talk to me. Don't insult me publicly.
this is so discourteous. This is so outside the committee's guidelines. Taking a personal shot at me while swiping at Biden, very strange and very unprofessional of you. The answer is yes or no, and the answer is yes. You were registered as a lobbyist for Qatar. Is that correct? Yes. Never mind. Don't answer. Did you disclose that when you went before for the Senate for confirmation? Yes or no? No, it was not in your documents. The answer is no. President Trump.
This was discussed at my confirmation hearings in detail.
It was discussed, but you failed to bring up the conflict that you had. President Trump recently announced he'd accept that $400 million Qatar airplane because it was just prettier than the one he was flying around in. Is it true that you gave advice that this was legally permissible? Yes or no?
I will not discuss any advice that my Office of Legal Counsel gives to the President of the United States on any matter.
When you spoke before the Senate, you said you would ask for ethical advice. Did you recuse yourself from that issue?
And talking about unprofessional, you say the President wanted a jet because it's pretty?
Excuse
Come
me.
on, this is a Senate, this is a
He said it
congressional
himself.
hearing.
He said it himself. Let me go to April the 2nd. You're a part of this, the president has dabbled in meme coin. He had the DOJ, disband the National Cryptocurrency Enforcement Team. His son recently launched the Executive Branch Club, a private club with $500,000 memberships here in D.C. Any of this seem like it might be a problem, might be profiteering from the office, and maybe you and your ethics team might be concerned about these conflicts of interest, your own and the president and his family? Yes or no? Any concerns?
What I would be concerned about in Pennsylvania are all the child sex cases that we've prosecuted, all the CSAM cases that we've prosecuted.
Did you hear
in
my
Pennsylvania.
question? I
That's
asked
what
the
I would
witness
be
to
concerned
actually
about.
answer questions that are asked.
Congresswoman Dean.
Chairman?
Please let the witness answer the question.
She didn't. And I would like to ask you one more question. You're not just complicit in this, you're actively helping and profiting. Isn't it true that on April the 2nd, the same day that Trump announced his chaotic tariff regime that plummeted the stock market, you sold more than $1 million worth of your shares in Trump Media stock? Trump Media stock fell 13% in the following days. Seems you avoided that loss. Well done. I yield back.
May I answer that, Chairman? I complied with my ethics, and yeah, I would take a class in financial literacy if you think I profited from that, because I lost a tremendous amount of money. Congresswoman, and also on page 25 of my SJ2, it lists my involvement with Qatar for anti-human trafficking for the World Cup. Thank you.
When you watch this exchange between Representative Madeleine Dean and Attorney General Pam Bondi, one thing becomes immediately clear. This is more than a policy debate. It's a clash between transparency and accountability at the highest levels of government. Dean's line of questioning goes straight to the heart of public trust, ethics, and disclosure. She asks Bondi whether she registered as a foreign agent under the Foreign Agents Registration Act. It's a simple question with a serious implication. That law exists to make sure officials who work for or represent foreign interests make those relationships public. But Bondi's refusal to answer directly raises red flags. Skipping disclosure before a confirmation hearing doesn't just bend the rules, it undermines the very trust citizens place in those who serve as top legal advisors. Throughout the exchange, Bondi tries to redirect the narrative, describing her work with Qatar as a narrow anti-human trafficking role. But that's not the issue. Dean isn't questioning the project, she's questioning whether the Attorney General followed the law and ethical standards in full. By dodging those specifics, Bondi leaves a serious gap in accountability. Then the hearing broadens. It touches on potential conflicts of interest, from advising the president on aircraft purchases to overseeing cryptocurrency enforcement teams. And here's where the stakes really come into focus. When the DOJ's top official is involved in matters that could intersect with personal or political gain, transparency stops being optional. It becomes essential. Dean's questions aren't partisan attacks. They're a reminder of why ethics in government exists in the first place, to prevent self-dealing, profiteering, and political manipulation. Bondi's answers, evasive and defensive, highlight a deeper problem in modern governance: the widening gap between following the letter of the law and honoring its spirit. She points to compliance paperwork and personal investment losses, but that doesn't resolve the core issue. Without full disclosure and proactive recusal, even the appearance of conflict can corrode public confidence. This moment offers a powerful civic lesson. Disclosures, recusals, transparency forms, these aren't red tape. They're the backbone of democracy's integrity. Because ultimately, this isn't just about Pam Bondi or the Trump era. It's about how ethical oversight protects democratic institutions and what happens when those safeguards are ignored. So as you watch this exchange, pay attention to the questions left unanswered and the silences that speak louder than words. Ask yourself, how should top officials balance personal interest with public duty? Are our disclosure laws strong enough to hold power accountable? If you found this breakdown helpful, hit like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments, because understanding how these systems work is the first step toward keeping them honest.